This is it. After 18 years, this is my last week hosting Greater Boston. My final show is in 2 days, and I'm not really sure what's in store that day, except I know it's an hour. Anyway, over the past couple of months, we've been inviting back some special guests we've come to rely on for their unique insights and special perspectives. We're calling it Emily's List. Tonight is my last Emily's List interview, and my guest is Kerry Healey. Like many of you, I first got to know Kerry during her 2002 run for lieutenant governor, but I've since learned a lot about her. And she is one of the brainiest women this state has ever had in public life or private life. Kerry Healey is now the president of Babson College. Welcome back to Greater Boston. Pleasure to have you back.
Thank you very much. I'm so honored to be here in the last week. This is fantastic.
I'm so glad you could make it. You know, all the years I interviewed you, it's been over 10 years now, I got to know you, and a little bit socially too, and I thought, I always just wanted to go and have a glass of wine with you after the interview.
Well, we can do that now.
I know,
You'll
but,
have time.
It was inappropriate back then, and I just thought, I thought, I always thought that there was just something there. You know more than I do. When you're in public life, you have to be so measured. You have to be so careful. Everything. You once told me that you had to buy all your clothes off of racks because if you ever dared wear a designer suit, you thought somebody would criticize you for that.
Yeah, I often buy all my clothes in airports now, so I've really taken that to an extreme. So
yeah. Well, I was wondering how you reacted to what Martha Coakley said after she lost her gubernatorial bid, and you lost yours too. She said, and she was very emotional, and as I know you were afterwards, she said, I really hope more women do this. I want more women to give it a try. I mean, is it all about just being a woman? I mean, or do you think this state or states in general, the electorate in general, just has a harder time electing women?
Well, it's much more complicated than that. I think that women have a hard time running. I think that women, after they run once, have a hard time running again if they fail. And one of the wonderful things that Martha Coakley did, and I hope that I've done, is to show people that you can run, you can lose, you can, life goes on, you can do other things that are interesting and wonderful, and the world is open to you. And that failure doesn't stop you from trying again and doing different things. But I think that for so many women, the notion of failing publicly is very difficult. And I now see, as president of Babson College, that we teach entrepreneurs that they have to fail as part of the process of growth and understanding where their business has to go, and they should just learn from the failure and pivot and move on. And if only we could teach women that that's what they need to do in politics as well, I think that it would be a much easier lesson for us all to take when we do inevitably lose.
It's not just the women, though. It's almost there's a collective judgment, and I'm wondering if you think we'll ever get past that point where we judge women differently.
I think that we all have to start looking at women candidates in the same way as we look at women candidates in our own party. So Swanee Hunt and I have started an effort called the Parity Project, which is working to try to get women on both sides of the aisle to work together to break down those barriers and to get more women to run on both sides, because we think that women are more collaborative, more likely to be able to engage in good government and promote good government. I'm not saying it's the exclusive purview of women, but we think that having more women at the table would at least allow us to use 100% of our talent. So I hope people take the risk. It is a risk. It's a rough thing to do, but it's worthwhile.
To go to war too, I'd say. So is the academic environment as political as being in politics?
Oh, I think it's much more political, much more political. Yeah, it's so funny. There was a famous quote, which I think everyone has heard, that from Henry Kissinger, that says that academics is more political than politics, and I had always imagined that he was making a joke, but he's not. But at the same time, it's because people care so deeply about issues, about the welfare of the college, to the extent that people, they've devoted their life to learning and usually to the institution where they have tenure. And so yes, there's a lot of politics, but it's very heartfelt and very sincere.
So when I was thinking about stuff to ask you, I thought, hey, this is great. I'm wondering how you and Babson College feel about the Olympics, because you've got a great venue out there. You've got the property, you've got the pool, you've got a whole bunch of other stuff.
Well, we need a larger pool, so maybe this would be a great opportunity for us to just, bring, we've got 350 acres.
You've got parking?
Yeah, lots of it.
Seriously.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Well, let's get it out there, and we'll have people come and take a look at Babson College.
You're not on some secret list already that you know of? Some secret
I've
venue
missed
list?
all the meetings so far. So
they haven't invited you?
No, they have invited me. I haven't been able to go yet. So now I have something to bring to the table.
So I wasn't kidding.
My very small pool.
No,
Yeah.
so they really are looking. They have to be looking at all the college campuses.
Oh, I don't know if they're looking at college campuses. I just meant that these were just discussions around how to bring it to Boston. So, which is a fascinating idea. I'd like to know exactly, as you said, where they're going to put it.
So your former colleague, boss, really, Mitt Romney. I mean, people are still talking about Mitt as a potential. Yeah. He only lost by a little bit. I mean, he's still very popular in the party. Popular in this state in many, many ways. Do you think he'll get back in ever?
I don't know. It's looking today like Jeb Bush is likely to get in, and I haven't spoken to Mitt about this, so I'm no more well informed than anyone else in this regard. But I do know that there is a very large lobby of people who supported Mitt in the last race who would still like to see him get out there and represent the party. I have no idea if he would take that risk for a third time. It's such an exhausting process and such a long process. But everybody who worked for him feels that he would make a wonderful president, and so I think that's in the back of their minds.
I wonder how you feel if lobbies count, because you look at what's happening with both Hillary Clinton and Elizabeth Warren, these groundswells of people who really want something to happen. Does it have an effect on somebody making a choice?
It has a huge effect, honestly. It does, because when you think about how Mitt Romney came to Massachusetts in the first place, I was party chairman. He was out at the Winter Olympics in Utah, and I was receiving huge online petitions, physical petitions, emails, letters. He was recruited, and I went out and brought him letters and said, all these people in Massachusetts want you to run.
Maybe we'll recruit you. All right, Kerry Healey, pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much, Emily.